Is Hurricane the missing puzzle? Is Hurricane the missing piece into the jigsaw of Man City, or the puzzle, or the team of Man City? That's the big question that we are here to tackle at this hour of the day, though it's late in the night. And I thought this is really worth to come through and we talk about it in here on the Football News Top 10s and Lifestyle Zone. Welcome, guys. How are you and where are you watching it from? Smash like on the video, comment, and share. If at all you are new, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Hurricane is here the missing pick into the puzzle of a team which goes by the Man City. Let's really roll. And if at all you feel like you want to join me in, there is a link into the comment section below, into the live chat. You can really come through and talk to me in there about what you think about Hurricane and Man City in there, because loads of things have really come out and really surfaced ever since Hurricane came out and said that he doesn't want to play for a team which goes by names of Tottenham Hotspur anymore, and he feels like this is not a place for him to be, because he feels like he should win trophies all over in there. So Hurricane came out and made it clear that he really doesn't want to play for Tottenham Hotspur anymore, because he wants to play and win trophies in there, especially the Premier League, Champions League, and very many others in there, because at the national team, he looks like he's not far away from winning those, because in the World Cup of 2018, recently concluded, they finished on the semi-final. That means they are just one step away from reaching the final. In the Euros that we accomplished until the 11th of July, Hurricane and England stopped at the final and they lost in penalties in there. And Hurricane scored 4 goals in there for a team which goes by names of England. Now is the all-time England goal scorer when it comes to all those top tournaments, maybe the Euros and the World Cup in there. That is Hurricane in there for you. So he has every reason to come through and talk about this. And us, that's why we've come through in here on the Football News and ask ourselves this question: is Hurricane the missing piece into the jigsaw of Man City, or the puzzle of Man City? I really want to see you guys going to the live chat or comment section and tell me what you think about this story of Hurricane in here and Manchester City. So today, we feel like we are into a very good mood to discuss Hurricane, as there are news that is coming through that is funny about Hurricane. Remember, the story started of Hurricane that he wants to leave Tottenham Hotspur when we had completed the season of 2020-2021 and we are heading into the Euros. Hurricane came out and made it clear that he doesn't want to play for Spurs anymore. He really wants to go and win trophies and compete for the Champions League season in, season out in there. And when he was asked by Gary Neville on his show known as The Overlap, he told Gary Neville that they had a gentleman agreement with Daniel Levy that I'm signing this contract at Man City. I'm earning £200,000 a week. If at all there is any team that really comes in and wants my services, obvious case, you let me go in there. And Daniel Levy, being a mercenary, he says, no, that was no way. In this modern era, it's all about pen and paper. It has to be in black and white. Now, Hurricane did one mistake. He trusted Daniel Levy for really not including that clause into the so-called contract that he signed at Man City as he renewed it. So that is one of the things that are really affecting him very, very much there. So Hurricane is facing a problem of not leaving a team which goes by names of Tottenham Hotspur, because he was blindfolded and hoodwinked by the owner of Spurs not to include that clause into the contract, that if at all we don't play Champions League and any team really comes in for me, you really let me go. And that's the problem that Hurricane is facing right about now. So that is something that we're going to discuss about. Hurricane today has been dropped by Tottenham Hotspur. Remember, they are playing a game today into the UEFA Conference League in there, and he has been left away. He never traveled with Tottenham Hotspur, and the manager said that each and every player that took place in the game of Man City, that took part in the game of Man City, is not going to play into that game of a team which goes by the name of Tottenham Hotspur in there, as they play that game in there of the Conference UEFA Europa League, and said that he might appear into the Wolverhampton Wanderers game, if at all he proves to be fit, something that I don't feel is going to happen, because Harry Kane has really come out and made it clear that he really wants to leave this club. And it said that Harry Kane is not allowed to talk to fellow teammates at Tottenham Hotspur, because it looks like they are thinking that a man who goes by names of Pep Guardiola and his team, which goes by the Man City, are going to clinch this deal. Remember, Man City, towards the final of the Euros, the Euros, Man City came out and put there a bid of 100 million pounds, and Spurs rejected it. What they did, they went in and got in a player who goes by the names of Jack Grealish. After getting Jack Grealish in there for you, now at 100 million pounds, they are into for a man who goes by the names of Harry Kane. Harry Kane is valued at 160 million pounds, but Man City are planning to launch a bid of 150 million euros. That is close to 130 million pounds in there, and the rest will come in as add-ons in there. And Daniel Levy looks like he will take it. He will take it because the same applies to Gareth Bale. He was saying Gareth Bale is going nowhere, and when they came in with the 80 million pounds, that is Real Madrid, he left. He left for Real Madrid in there. So trust me, Harry Kane might be a Man City player by the end of this transfer window in there. And maybe as soon as possible, it's really going to happen that way to see to it that Harry Kane is really going to be a Man City player. Now, today, there is a story that ran into the Manchester United Evening News into the column of Man City, as the former Manchester United player who goes by the name of Mikel Silvestre has really come out and said that Harry Kane is the missing piece into the puzzle of Man City, and that's why I've come out and really posed this question: that is Harry Kane the missing piece at Man City in there? Is he the missing piece to fill the puzzle in there at Man City? That's something that we want you to go in and react about, whether Harry Kane is that man that is missing into that team, because statistics don't lie, and I've come up with statistics of Man City players and Harry Kane compared to the season of 2020-2021. And before we go into there, please endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, here we go. So that is Man City for you in the season of 2020-2021. Let's look at the top scorers of Man City. Man City had Ika Gundogan. He played 28 games, scored 13 goals. Raheem Sterling played 31 games and scored 10 goals. Gabriel Jesus played 29 games and scored 9 goals. Phil Foden played 28 and scored 9. Riyad Mahrez played 27 and scored 9. Ferran Torres played 24 and scored 7. Kevin De Bruyne played 25 and scored only 6 goals for a team which goes by names of Man City. And I think this was the Premier League in there for you. Now, let's go to what we call the assists in there before we bring in a man who goes by names of Harry Kane. Kevin De Bruyne played 25 in the Premier League. 12 assists altogether. Raheem Sterling 31 with 7 assists. Riyad Mahrez 27 with 6 assists. Bernardo Silva 26 with 6 assists. Phil Foden 28 with 5 assists. Gabriel Jesus 29 with 4 assists. João Cancelo 28 with 3 assists. And Rodri played 34 with only 2 assists in there. That is Man City for you. Now, allow me to take you to a man who goes by names of Harry Kane, a man who doesn't need any further description in there for you in there, as you see on the screen. That is Harry Kane in there for you. And in the Premier League, he played 35 games, scored 23 goals in there. You get 23 goals in there. 14 assists in there. That means in the Premier League, he was involved in 37 goals in there. That is Harry Kane in there for you. Now, is there a player at Man City who had more assists than him and goals? That goes by the names of Kevin De Bruyne. He had 15 and Harry Kane had 14. Remember, Harry Kane's main role is not really to make assists, it's to put the balls at the back of the net in there. But that shows that Harry Kane, no one at Man City really had goals and assists into the so-called Premier League in there as all squared. Now let's go to the UEFA Europa League. He played 8 games and scored 8 goals with 3 assists in there, making his tally of goals to 31 and assists to 17. League Cup, 4 games, scored 1 goal, 0 assists. Those are 32 goals in there and 17 assists. FA Cup, 2 games played, 1 goal. Those are 34 in there. Those are 33 goals. And in total, when you add on the UEFA Europa League Championship in there, he scored 37 goals in a season. in 63 games, a man who goes by names of Harry Kane. And when you add the 18 assists that he made all put up, Harry Kane had 55 goals, or Harry Kane was involved in 55 goals. Now you know the tally of the man I'm talking about. That is Harry Kane. He is uncompared to any in there at Man City, because when you look at the statistics of Man City players, there is no way you can compare them with those of Harry Kane, because Harry Kane is something else in there. 55 goals, that's his involvement in there. And when it comes to the team which goes by names of Man City, if at all we go there, it shows you that his man is really needed at Man City, and is the only missing piece at Man City. If at all Man City can get a striker who can get them 40 goals a season, that is Harry Kane, they will be 100% sure that they are the number one title contenders for the Premier League, Champions League in there, because in the game against Chelsea in the finale of the Champions League, they lost because of one reason. They never had a number 9 in there at a team which goes by names of Man City. If at all Harry Kane was there, he would have really clinched a goal in there to give either to take the game to extra time in there, or else to really score even a second one to give Man City a win, because Man City create chances. And you look at the way Harry Kane is playing, he's an improved player, because he no longer plays as he used to play with Pochettino in there. Mourinho came in and really changed his way of play. He plays deep. You saw him in the Euros. He even got 2 secondary assists at the Euros. In the game against Italy, the finale, to the ball that he gave to a player who goes by the names of Kylian Trippier, that crossed and found Luke Shaw to score the opener into the final. And that goal that Denmark scored itself, it was an own goal by Denmark. It was a well brought in ball by Harry Kane, dropping deep in the midfield and doing little touches and passing the ball wide. That's what Harry Kane is doing right now and improving his game. So his game has improved to a level that you don't expect him to be that part to be part only in scoring, but also in building the game build up in there. So I think Man City are really getting themselves a very complete striker in there, and with a good technical manager. When you look at Pep Guardiola, to me, he's the best manager in the world, because he has done it all. Because when you look at his football, the way he plays and the way he puts his things into position in there, I really feel like he's the real man for the job. And if at all Harry Kane joins Man City, I really admit that he will be that piece that is left to fill the puzzle. So guys, I don't know what you guys think about it. Do you think that Harry Kane is the missing piece to fill the puzzle of Man City? Because for me, 100% I agree, because they are missing a number 9. After the departure of a man who goes by names of Kun Aguero in there, expect such things to happen at Man City, lack of goals. And because if there is no way you really win a league without not having a man who has 20 goals plus in the Premier League. Now, Man City didn't have any, because the best they had was Ika Gundogan. And remember, Ika Gundogan comes deep from the midfield in there. So that means Ika Gundogan's main role is to first create for a striker and a number 9. But because Pep Guardiola went for a false 9 in there, that's why you never saw people like Ferran Torres really scoring many goals in there when they're playing that false 9 role in there. The man who goes by names of Gabriel Jesus has failed to pick up at a team which goes by names of Man City, and I think he's one of those that Chelsea are really, Man City are looking at to chase, or to soil out, to see to it that they make it and get money to finance the Harry Kane coming in at Man City. To me, I think he's the missing puzzle to fill the jigsaw of a team which goes by names of Man City. I don't know what you guys think about it. You can as well go in the comment section and tell me what you think about it. But for my case, I think he's the missing jigsaw. He's the missing piece into the jigsaw at Man City. Go right into the comment section and tell me what you think, whether he is the missing jigsaw into the so-called puzzle of Man City. That's why Pep Guardiola has all wanted them. I've played you the statistics of Man City players, and I've shown you how Kane is really a very much different player that Man City needs. Thank you guys for watching in. I'm going to sign out for now. See you later. I'm Rokan David. 5 fingers out to all those watching in. Bye-bye and good night. See you tomorrow, because you guys are just one.